Hey, just Jay here, and it's day 77 of the Bearded Brace phase. I think on a few of the vlogs that I've been shooting, my exposure on my iPhone has been going crazy. Most all of that has to do with me forgetting to set the exposure lock. Sorry about that. Hopefully I can stop shooting on the iPhone. It's super convenient to set up and shoot on, but getting the footage off is not very fun. The built-in iOS camera app is really great, but also really terrible. It's great because it's easy to get to. It is your slow-mo, your time-lapse, your regular video, panoramas, and all those things. It just does them so easily. But the terrible, most annoying part about recording video on an iPhone is that the footage is recorded at a variable frame rate. In some of my earlier vlogs where I use my iPhone to shoot, you might notice that the sound and my mouth moving start to get a little bit off towards the end of the video, and that's because of the variable frame rate. Well, not with this, and that doesn't really play nice with Adobe Premiere, which is the editing software that I personally use. iMovie and Final Cut may use the footage perfectly fine, but Premiere does not like it. That means while I can set this up and record it super easy and fast, post-production has to go through several more steps. For example, if I shoot on my other camera, all I do is pop the SD card out, put it in my computer, put the footage in a folder, and start editing. With the iPhone, I have to
plug it into the computer, open up the Photos app, select all the footage that I want to take off my phone, import those into the Photo app, find those photos in the library, copy those out of the library into a project folder, and any clip that needs the audio to be perfectly synced up, like me talking, has to be converted to a constant frame rate. I do that conversion using a piece of software called Handbrake. Then once all those clips are converted, I take all of the footage, have it in a folder, then import that into Premiere and start my editing.
It took all of our learning, our best thinking, to realize something so simple, so clear, and yet so truly extraordinary.
It's a real headache when compared to using a DSLR. I think if you look at the overall process, a DSLR saves me time and ups the video and audio quality. But the DSLR isn't necessarily perfect for shooting vlogs either. It takes more setup in the pre-production. My phone is just so convenient to just set it up on the same light stand that I've got my light on, then just hit record and start talking. Plus, I like the idea of shooting a video on something that other people can shoot video on too, just to show that it can be done. Some options that I've thought of to make the iPhone work a little bit better for me is using an app like Filmic Pro, which I own. That's an app that gives me a lot more full-featured control over the camera. Like most of the manual controls that you would get in a DSLR, you can get in Filmic Pro. Plus, I can set the video quality and video format and all of that stuff, which you don't get to do in the regular camera app. You also get little audio meters so you can monitor your audio, but still, because the iPhone is an Apple product and they don't like you to just be able to get in and get the files,
you have to transfer the files from Filmic Pro into your camera roll, then plug the iPhone into the computer, import your photos through the Photos app, find the photos in the folder, and put them in a project folder.
SD cards are just super simple. I'm complaining about shooting on my iPhone because it's not very convenient, but that's only because I know that there's something more convenient out there. Back in mini DV tape days, I would have been so excited to have a $600 camera that shot like this and had all the files digitized already. That would have been a huge time saver.
You had to plug the camera into the computer and then play it back pretty much in real time to capture all of the footage and digitize it. And half the time it was just a fight just to get the camera and the computer to communicate correctly and get the time code all right and do all that stuff.
Even mini DV tapes were way better and more convenient than what was before it. So in all reality, I should just be really grateful that I have an iPhone that I could shoot on. While the process isn't as easy as just a simple SD card, it's actually not that difficult. This video is not even close to what I was planning on talking about, but it's just what came out, which seems to be what happens more often than not with my vlog. As always, hope this wasn't horrible.